Hi, my name is Evan Nisselson of LDV Capital. I organize the LDV VIsion Summit, which is an annual event that we've been doing for about 3 years now, with Serge Belongi from Cornell Tech and Rebecca Paoletti from Cakeworks. The goal of the LDV VIsion Summit is to gather all the key people from the visual technology ecosystem, which includes computer vision experts and professors that might be researching at universities or at big companies, startups and investors, media and brand execs, and creatives, with the goal of learning how visual technology is empowering and disrupting businesses and society.
That's great. And I have to admit, of course, having been involved with the past two, I'm very excited to be able to come back to watch and participate in the way that I do. I think it's a very unusual type of conference, particularly last year. You extended it, so it's now running 2 days, isn't it?
Yes. So we always love having you, Dean, join us with the graphic recorders. And simultaneously during the event, we videotape it, we photograph it, and we have graphic recorders from your team capturing the event, the summit, and what we're talking about in many visual ways, which is a perfect example of basically the world that we work in. This year, again, will be a 2-day event. The first day is focused more on the technology focus, and I actually hope that 75% of the technical discussion goes over my head as a non-entrepreneur. I love that because those that are really technical really enjoy that, and the business and product folks are inspired and want to meet those people. And on the second day, it's more of a product and business focus. And the technology folks that are very deep scientific enjoy that because they meet and see the other part of our ecosystem, the business and product part that they interact with. We have speakers from Facebook AI to Qualcomm to Microsoft Research, Gum, and Apple. Actually, we have a keynote from Apple, which is going to be great. Plus, lots of startups that many people have never heard of that are either really pushing the envelope with computer vision and AI, or video monetization, video analytics, and leveraging computer vision in advertising and marketing. So it's the whole spectrum, which is quite unique because I believe that all the startups are typically either trying to recruit senior people or co-founders and raise capital. The investors are looking for trends and to invest in companies. The big media and tech execs are looking to recruit or license services of these new companies. And in the past, what's really been fantastic is that each year, anywhere from 5 to 10 of the startups actually raise capital, whether or not they're pitching in the startup competition or presenting on stage. And that's one of the goals that we want to have, is to highlight the trends of what's happening today in the companies that are building them, but also look towards what's the industry going to be like in 10 years and 20 years. And more importantly, how does that impact all of us as people and humanity? Because the goal of building businesses is all about the people that build them, the people that make money, and the people that hopefully improve our lives.
Well, I think one of the things you do to improve people's lives is have these pitches on stage for these very, very young and fresh entrepreneurs. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. A part of the process is try to find companies that are very early stage. They've raised less than $1.5 million. So really initial validation, initial ideas, great teams going after big opportunities. And there's a huge, unique opportunity for them to present in front of venture capitalists and entrepreneurs, of which this year we'll have judges from Spark Capital, from First Round Capital, from Greylock, but also from Hearst, IBM Watson, Samsung, and other entrepreneurs, from the CEO of Lytro. And what's unique is not only presenting in front of them, and they're looking for funding and or might be in the future, but also looking for partnerships and to kind of raise the profile of their opportunities.
So when you talk about partnerships, talk a little bit also about the networking that happens within the conference itself, too.
So the networking, obviously, a big part of gathering about 300 to 400 of the smartest people in this industry, is that not only do we get inspired when they're on stage, but there are significant amounts of networking opportunities where people are looking to recruit other people. People are looking to meet other people for business collaboration or invest in startups. And that's really the serendipity of those opportunities. What's unique is the different groups of people that come to this event, like I mentioned earlier, typically have their own individual focused events. For example, computer vision folks go to CVPR, and artificial intelligence have deep learning events. Mm-hmm. And then the startups and investors have separate events. But what's unique is bringing all these people together. And we've heard that several people have been recruited before, that people have actually found co-founders. And like I mentioned earlier, that people have raised financing, whether or not it's from Kickstarter, angels, or significant financing from major VCs.
I think it's very interesting. You talk about, people in different fields, and one of the things I was thinking about is the very focused nature of this conference. In some ways, it's very tightly focused on one basic area of technology, and yet at the same time, even within that area, there are a lot of variations. I think that I remember seeing everything from storefronts, and the pitches were about how they used visuals and visualization on the storefront in a different way, to data analytics, holography. There was this really wide spread of using technology for visual stuff. Do you know if new entirely new projects have come out of people meeting from this event, or variations on wherever pitches may have started, and then when they meet with these other people here, something is triggered a whole new avenue for them?
I think you're right, and I'm glad you've noticed that LDV Capital invests in any visual technology businesses, which leverages my 18 years as an entrepreneur building for visual tech businesses, and actually starting as a photographer when I was 13, and wrote an article in 2003 that said camera phones will replace point and shoot cameras. And that was one of many times people thought I was crazy. But the reason the definition of visual technology in my mind is anything that captures, analyzes, manages, distributes visual content, either images and photographs for the consumers, but also for business verticals. So it's also digital imaging, from satellite imaging to medical imaging. Autonomous driving cars could not operate without visual technology.
Right.
Or analytics of visual video content and monetization. Or mapping is a visual business that leverages computer vision. So to your point, we want the whole spectrum. We're also going to have somebody that's going to be speaking about thermal photography and the value of that for everybody. Also, an early engineer from Instagram is now a visual artist, gathering data together and leveraging it in a new way to visually communicate. That spectrum of horizontal, I believe, in fact, impacts all businesses. But the core, as you mentioned, the core underlining of all of these businesses, not only are they visual technology businesses, but frequently they all leverage aspects of computer vision, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And fascinating enough, what I love is that this has become more of a popular trend these days, and we've been investing for at least 4 years in this space. And so that's quite unique. To your point, what's come about, some of the startups have actually raised from people that are in the audience. Others have met co-founders and they're working on projects. And a lot of things have happened, and I hear through the grapevine that interesting companies are gathering, and that's very exciting.
That's great. Well, I think I've covered just about everything, except I want to invite all of VisWorld viewers to come to the conference, hopefully in person, and if not, capture what you can that may be shared online. Dates, times, just some of the specifics, if you would.
Absolutely. So our conference, our summit is going to be May 24th and 25th in New York City. And it'll start it'll go from 9 to roughly 6 p.m. with about 80 speakers and judges, about 30 sessions and 2 competitions. So there's a wealth of information. And what's great is coming for the full 2 days to get the big picture of how visual technology is empowering businesses and humanity.
Right. And it's going to be at the SVA Theater on 23rd off of 8th Avenue.
Yes.
Right in New York. That's great. Any other thoughts?
Look forward to seeing you all at the LDV VIsion Summit. Thanks very much, Dean.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Evan.
Okay.